Packer receiver, resident Packer.
We agree a little, I think.
Why you clapping though? Like,
I'll clap with you. I like the Packers. Let's go.
James, are the Packers, because they just shut a team out. Nobody shut a team out all season. That's new. That's different. That's special. You think the Packers are a Super Bowl team?
Absolutely. With Jordan Love being healthy, the Green Bay Packers can walk into the playoffs and beat any team in the playoffs. We have a really good defense. We have a really good running back. Well, we have a great running back in Josh Jacobs. We have really, really, really good wide receivers, and it's 1 through 4 wide receivers. We have a really good tight end, and we just got another really good tight end back in Luke Musgrave, who was one of our best players last year. We're getting healthy. Our quarterback is healthy, playing at a high level, and I don't think our defense gets enough credit. Our defense is playing lights out right now. They're getting after the passer. They create takeaways. They're a really good defense. We are built like the Philadelphia Eagles.
yo,
Running game
this sounds crazy.
might be a little bit better quarterback play. All right, the receivers is better in Philly, but our receivers can ball and make plays too. And we have defense, and our offensive line is good too.
No, you said like the Eagles. So
what I mean, built like the Eagles, I mean we have a running game and we have a defense, and that goes on the plane with you wherever you're going. And you have a quarterback that can get you out of certain situations too if they need to do that, and that equals
Super Bowl
team.
I think they can be. I'm not sure if they're there yet. Obviously, with the injuries to Jordan Love early.
Yeah, because regular season we got.
But I think this game against the Vikings coming up is going to be huge. And I know we just talked about this, but you sort of glazed over the shutout. Like, just how impressive is that to shut out an NFL team? It's only the second shutout in the last 512 games. We did some. That's hard to do. I don't care if it's against Spencer Rattler and the Saints. I don't care who it is. To hold an NFL team to 0 points. And I think that's the biggest tell of this season as it's progressed for the Green Bay Packers is they fired their defensive coordinator last year and they ranked, 20th or middle of the pack in defense last year. They're swarming defense now. They're 6th or 7th in every major category. The one I like, and you're seeing it right here, takeaways. They're 3rd in the NFL in takeaways. When you take the football away, you're able to get more possessions on offense, and Jordan Love specifically, the last 5 games, no interceptions, no fumbles. He had 11 in his first 8 games back from injury. That's the biggest reason why I think they could be a Super Bowl team.
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think the Packers have Super Bowl DNA. They got Super Bowl bone structure. What's your boy mean by that? James hit it on the head. The Packers, they can run the ball. They got good quarterback play. They got really good defense. Also, they have an incredible head coach. As it pertains to winning percentage in December later, Matt LaFleur, best all time. He is 20-3. 20-3. But also, think about the type of game the Packers just played. Nearly a perfect game. 400-plus yards on offense. You only let up under 200 yards. No sacks. No turnovers, no missed kicks. You had over 30-plus points. And then I also think as you start to get towards the playoffs, the next thing I'm going to say is the most important thing as it pertains to winning. The Packers have depth.
Yeah.
A whole lot of it.
Yeah, they do.
Got a couple tight ends.
Yes.
You got a couple running backs. You got a backup quarterback who has won games this season. Won games this season. Has legitimate playing experience. You got 4 wide receivers with over 500 yards, plus you have a running back with 1,200-plus yards. Packers, only team in the NFL with 4 500-plus yard wide receivers and a 1,200-yard running back. If one of those receivers go down, it's fine. You still got 3 500-yard wide receivers on the roster. If the starting running back goes down, it's okay. You have a running back who's capable. Starting quarterback goes down for a quarter, you're going to be just fine. So I think the Packers do have Super Bowl.
What the hell are we talking about?
Super Bowl.
I knew you were going to say that.
I guess it's like the holidays, so we've been happy and jolly. Right? I mean, I played pretty good in the NFL, right? I had a pretty good career, right? Yeah. Because it feel like up here, I don't know nothing about football. Listen to y'all talk.
Hall of Fame.
Did y'all watch the game yesterday?
Yes.
That was the worst team I've ever seen in football, the Saints.
Somebody got to make them look bad.
And then the question is, are the Packers a Super Bowl team? How do we know, though? How do you guys so confident you know this? They keep talking about the team is like the Eagles, the line, it's like all this crap, and the quarterback. Huh? When I watched this game, first of all, you play the Saints team. They had a full of backups. The whole team was backups. Backup offensive lineman, backup running back, backup quarterback, 4 backup wide receivers.
Yeah.
The quarterback's jumping up trying to make passes. It look crazy. And y'all telling me how great the Packers look. So let's not judge the Packers on playing a terrible backed up team like the Saints. Let's talk about some good teams, some playoff teams, right? That's the question is about Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
So let's go to these playoff teams that could potentially be the Super Bowl. And I had enough of this kumbaya moment. So they're 3-4 against winning teams, correct? They played the Eagles, who we think is probably the best team in the NFC. What did they do to them?
Lost by one score.
I don't remember scores. They lost. James?
First game of the season.
Cool. Bet. You're right. Yeah. The Vikings.
Lost.
I'm not super big on the Vikings. The quarterback he's been bad his whole career, but he's having a good year this year, right? I seen the same thing happen to them when they played with Kirk Cousins a couple years ago, where we thought they were really good in the Lions. Not the Lions. The Giants beat them in the playoffs. So, same scenario, but I'm not going to get to them. Did they beat the Vikings?
No, sir.
No. Okay, cool. They played the Lions, though. We all think the Lions is really, really good, right? Yeah. One of the top in the NFC. And one thing about in the NFL, you play in the division, you play them twice a year.
Yeah.
So normally, when you're a really, really good team, if I'm at home, I'm going to beat you, you're going to beat me. Yeah. The Packers played the Lions twice. Yeah. What happened, James Jones?
Sweat.
They got what?
Sweat. Mm-hmm.
So when you sit there asking the questions about, are this team a Super Bowl type of team?
Yeah.
And I look at all the winning playoff teams you played, you lost to. Yeah. And then we sit up here and we up and high five and Chase is talking about how great they look. And you talking about they look like the Eagles and you. Out of all people, you.
Yeah.
Had the nerve to say yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm not going to say yes or no. I'm going to say right now, I can't tell. Because when they play really, really good teams, they lose. Yeah. And when they play bum teams with backups like the Saints, they win. Yeah. The only thing about the Packers I do give them grace is because they got a quarterback that's really, really good.
Really good.
A lot of solid wide receivers. I'm not going to say anything like special yet. But a lot of talent, a lot of young talent receivers that I love what I see over there. Yeah. And then the running back, oh, my God. Yeah. Josh Jacobs, I've been bragging about him for a long time.
Yeah.
So, yes, they have a lot of talent, and on defense they play well. But I'm not in for like a beauty contest, right? Yeah. You look good. You got this, you got that. Go out there and win something. Because when I watch them play, when they play good teams, you know the results.
Yeah, but no matter who you play, they got 11 wins and possibly could get to 13 wins.
Right.
This will be a big game this weekend against the Minnesota Vikings because against those good teams, besides the last Detroit game, our quarterback was not healthy.
Okay.
So, and I ain't up here to make no excuse, but healthy, he's a totally different player. Not healthy, he throw picks after picks after picks. Healthy, you can move off the spot. He's a totally different player.
I went over it, Shady.
Right?
You don't went over it.
And you finish your take. You finish your take really, really good because you know how good this Packers team could be.
No, they got a lot of talent.
No doubt.
But I've seen teams with a lot of talent. I've seen like the Chiefs, right? I don't. Last year, I think they were super talented. They won.
No doubt.
I think the Ravens was really talented.
And I agree with you.
All I'm saying is with the Packers, though, right? Because I'm not going to get into who's injured or who's not hurt because the media might say, hey, this guy is not injured. And I play with guys, they are injured. You know that. Y'all all know that. I play the game. So I don't care about who's hurt or not hurt. If you out there, you playing.
No doubt.
And when I watch the Packers play, I see a lot of talent, but I don't see the results, Acho. So when you talk about brag about this team, show me you beat some good teams. And then last team before I'm done, right? Does it matter if they lost to the good teams? Does that matter at all?
1,000%.
Yes.
1,000%.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure.
But what also matters, though, Shady, is when you lost and how you lost. Because I put it like this. The Packers beat the Rams. But the Rams team the Packers beat ain't the Rams team today.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because the Rams have improved over the course of the season.
No, that's not why.
Injured.
That's not why.
Every starter.
That's why. Puka and Cooper Kupp did not play when they played them.
Correct. And in the same breath, though, you have to add the context of Jordan Love was not healthy the first couple losses. Now, the Eagles injured Jordan Love.
Knee up,
that matters. Like,
he messed his knee up.
Like, the Eagles
didn't even move.
The Eagles injured Jordan Love, and that matters. But against that Vikings game, Jordan Love was not healthy. That was the fourth week of the season.
Yes.
I think that might have been his first game back after the injury, if I'm not mistaken.
11 picks in 8 games when he was hurt.
Correct. Yeah. And since then, he's 9-2. The Packers are 9-2. So all the context matters. But what Shady is saying is correct.
True. It's true.
We all collectively are agreeing with you, Shady. Like, we all are agreeing with you.
I wish that you guys were like my GMs and all that. Because if I had a bad game, hey, I'm hurt, coach. I'm hurt.
I ain't gonna lie to you, though.
Silly, man.
My answer could change if we don't find a way to beat the Vikings. And it could change after just 1 week. Because right now, we are rolling. The quarterback's healthy. Everything is bright right now. You go out here and you get swept. No, for real. You get swept by the Lions and you get swept by the Vikings. I can't sit up here, even me being a Packers, saying, I believe in y'all to go to the Super Bowl. You got to get this one done. Sam Darnold versus Jordan Love. Who gonna play better? That's what it's gonna come down to. You got to get this one done.
Shady McCoy, who won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes' first Super Bowl. In fact, Shady, you've been a part of several Chiefs wins, including the most important Chiefs win, the Super Bowl win. So what would a Chiefs win on Christmas Day mean?
Man, you just give me all that love, and then my answer is just regular, like nothing. I mean, this is like the regular.
Another day.
Yeah, day in the office for Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. This is what they do. They just win games. I mean, the last time they lost was in Christmas last year.
Wild.
Right? Think about that, though. The last time they had a loss was Christmas last year. All they do was win. But I will say this, though.
Lost to the Bills.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
They really lose. But I will say this, though. If I had to really think hard, I would say that this lets you know that the Chiefs are the real deal and that they win games, right, against all the best teams.
Yeah.
We talked about how the Packers don't win against really, really good teams. Well, the Chiefs, they do. They're 7-1 against winning teams. If they win this game, they'll be 8-1 against winning teams, right? We talk about playoff teams and all that. Well, they want a three-peat. How do you three-peat? Beat all the playoff teams. That's what they've been doing. So if you ask me what's this win mean for them, just that another day in the office of beating elite playoff teams. And I think that was the first step to going to that three-peat.
Yeah.
The Chiefs win this game. There's just not a world in which you can bet against the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl if the Chiefs win this game. As simple as that. There's just not a world. If you can win 3 games in 11 days, first off, you got to go to Cleveland in the cold. Now you're saying, Acho, the Cleveland Browns? Yeah, the same Cleveland Browns that upset the Steelers and ended their streak. Sure. The same Cleveland Browns that upset the Ravens and ended their winning streak. That Cleveland Browns team, Chiefs had to go do that first. But it's not just that they beat the Browns, because that's just the Browns. They had to beat the Browns knowing they were playing 3 games in 11 days. So now the second game you got to go play is the Houston Texans, a hungry Houston Texans team. Okay, you beat them with Patrick Mahomes having a lame ankle. Then your reward for beating the Browns and then beating the Texans is having to play a game on Christmas Day when you'd probably rather be with your family. And now you got an angry, hungry, motivated Steelers team. You beat the Steelers after beating the Texans, after traveling to beat the Browns and win 3 games in 11 days. There's not a world where I can't see you winning 3 games in 20 days over the course of the playoffs if that has to occur. There's just not a world. Furthermore, the most important note, the Chiefs finally get the rest they deserve.
Yes.
They would get at minimum, viewers, 23 days off. You got the same thing?
December 25th to January 19th.
Exactly right.
A lot of time.
Because they wouldn't have to play Week 18. You get the number 1
You're
seed
saving
locked
your
up.
starters, yep.
You get a bye week, and then you don't have to play till at minimum probably that Saturday or that Sunday of the divisional round. That's the most important.
Is that a good thing?
I think so for the Chiefs, yeah. They've handled it well before.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like, well, it's just like asking, if it's a 1 seed a good thing? Yeah, it's a good thing.
The 1 seed's a good
And
thing.
Andy will rest his starters. That's what he's been. I've been on part of teams where he's rested starters. For me, a Chiefs win tomorrow would mean the number 1 seed. I mean, that's the first and foremost thing you're doing. And you talked about December 25th to January 18th off. Get those guys healthy. Get Patrick Mahomes' ankle healthy. But I just want you, and Shady, you made a really good point because you won a Super Bowl with Andy Reid. But
Number 1 seed.
this is historic, what they're doing. This would be only the 5th time this century that a team has started 15-1 or better. The 5th time. The 15 Panthers, the 11 Packers, the 07 Patriots, and 04 Steelers. It's a historic game for them. If they go 15-1, and I don't care what happens the next week, it's history in the making. And honestly, playoffs go through Arrowhead. Patrick Mahomes' record at playoffs in the home, 10-2. He's got a loss to Joe Burrow and a loss to Tom Brady. He is almost unbeatable at home. So for the Chiefs to have a home playoff game, you win one in the divisional round, and then you play in the AFC Championship game with a trip on the line to the Super Bowl, like you can't count them out any day of the week, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs. It means nothing. It means nothing for the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs know how to win football games. They've been winning football games ever since Andy Reid stepped into that building. He's changed the culture. He changed everything over there. Obviously, you got the baddest man on the planet in Patty Mahomes. It means nothing. For me, it's more about the other teams. Somebody show us that you can have an opportunity of knocking Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid off from getting to a 3-peat Super Bowl. No team has done that. Josh Allen has showed us that in the regular season. So it is not a surprise, but in the playoffs, Josh hasn't showed that. In the playoffs, Lamar hasn't showed that. All these elite teams and elite quarterbacks have not shown that they can beat Patty Mahomes in the playoffs. Somebody show us that the playoffs is going to be competitive when you play the Chiefs. Because right now, it ain't going to be competitive with the Bills. They beat that. It ain't going to be competitive with Lamar. He had the best team in the building. It ain't going to be competitive with C.J. Stroud. We just watched what they did to C.J. Stroud. And then you go over there and beat the Steelers, which is 4 of the best teams in the AFC. And we walking into the playoffs thinking that somebody's supposed to beat the Chiefs. It ain't going to happen. Somebody showed me that the AFC playoff side is going to be competitive, and Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid has a chance to be stopped from getting a 3-peat. Because it means nothing for the Chiefs. This is what they do. Everybody plays different when they play the Chiefs. Everybody makes mistakes when they play the Chiefs. Everybody presses when they play the Chiefs. Coaches be tripping when they play the Chiefs. It's just everything. Somebody got to find a way to beat these boys. They don't got to prove nothing. It's the other teams to me.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.